Who loves peach pie? Well, before you answer that, who loves deep fried peach ham pies? Oh, I know I do. Stick around for my next recipe. You don't want to miss it. These babies are so good. Hey guys! So first to get started, I am prepping these delicious, juicy, ripe peaches. Okay, so you want to, now here's the deal. You could use frozen peaches. I've used them. It works out great. This recipe turns out awesome using the frozen peaches. The great thing is they're already blanched, they're peeled, they're cored, they're sliced. However, you just need to thaw them first. But when peaches are in season, use peaches. So right now is the time. We have these delicious in-season, ripe, juicy, unbelievably great peaches. So here's what you can do. You could blanch them. So by blanching them, all you're going to do is score the bottom, put them in boiling water for maybe 30 seconds. It's quick, 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 just to peel off the skin. But I'm having great success here just using my paring knife and just peeling it back. You could also use your vegetable peeler. That's another way. So really the key here is to remove the skin. We just want to get that skin off of there, and then we're going to slice it, get rid of the seed, and then we have to cook them with some sugar, some cinnamon, and make these babies nice and sweet. So now our peaches are sliced, prepped, ready to go. So you just want to take a 4-quart pot, transfer them in, and we're going to add some flour. So this is what's going to thicken the mixture. So I like to add it in first, give it a toss. We want to make sure all those peaches are evenly coated, and we have a nice smooth sauce. So really, we are really not cooking these peaches. They're beautifully ripe and ready to go, but we need to thicken the sauce. Now we're gonna add, I'm gonna just turn on my heat, add sugar. So we have granulated sugar, light brown sugar, little pinch of salt, kosher salt. I always like to use kosher salt when I'm cooking, when I'm baking, anything across the board. Cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla extract, so a pure vanilla extract. And then some lemon. So what the lemon does, not only does it add a pop of freshness, but it also keeps those peaches beautifully colorful. So otherwise they could oxidize and turn brown, where here the lemon helps to preserve that beautiful color. So just a little bit will do. So now we're going to bring this to a boil, medium-high heat. Stir it periodically. We don't want it to stick to the bottom of the pot. And then we want to make sure all the bubbles break the surface. So what we're doing is we're activating that flour and we're thickening it. So we're going to let it cook, stir it periodically for about 6 to 10 minutes. And then we're going to remove it from the heat and let it cool before we stuff our little ham pies. Our peach mixture is now cooling. So now for a great little shortcut, we're using store-bought pie crust. So you just want to unroll it. So you're going to pull 3 of the pie crust out, and then just flour your surface. Then you're going to want to roll it out a little bit bigger than it is. So we want to roll it out into 13 inches. So here's what I like to do. Take my handy dandy ruler, let me go get it, and make sure we are at 13 inches because we will be able to get 3 ham pies out of this. I'll roll it up, roll it back out again, and get that 4th. So each pie crust will give you 4 ham pies. Ruler, great little tool in your kitchen. If your kids are still in school, you'll be able to have a ruler around the house. If not, they sell them in the grocery store just for about $1 or $2, and they're really, really handy, especially when you're baking. Okay, now we want a ring mold, 5-6 inches. I found that a saucer, my little teacup saucer, works beautifully. Take it to the edge, take your pizza cutter and trim right around. So this will be the beginning step of our little ham pies. Then I have a sheet tray lined with parchment and a towel. While we're working, keep it covered so the dough doesn't dry out. All right, you just want to take your scraps, knead it back together, and then we're going to roll out this last ham pie. Okie doke, with 3 pie crust, it will yield 12 ham pies. All right, now it's time to fill our ham pies. So you just want to take one of the circles, lightly dust your surface, take warm water or egg wash, and then just go through the perimeter, not all the way around, just halfway around, just on the edge. And you just want to make sure, you don't want to just wet it, you want to make sure you can feel the dough start to get a little smooth. All right, in goes our mixture. So the reason why we want this mixture nice and cooled is so it doesn't ooze out while we're filling it. See how it stays really nice and taut like that? Pull it over, make sure it stays in there. Gently push it back, like so. While we're pinching the edges, take a fork, dip it in the flour so it doesn't stick to the dough. Go around and crimp. So really just give it a light crimp. You don't want to split the dough or break it. You just want to pinch it. And that is it. All right, we've got 11 more to go. There's one. We're going to keep it covered. Again, we don't want it to dry out, and fill the remainder of our ham pies. So now what you want to do is place them back into the refrigerator. We want to chill the dough. We want it to be nice and chilled. So our peach ham pies, I had them in the refrigerator, nice and chilled. You can totally do this step 1-2 days ahead. You just want to keep it tightly covered with clean kitchen towels. That way they stay nice and moist. So here they are. Now our oil is at about 375. And we're going to work in batches. We don't want to overcrowd the oil. It's going to reduce the temperature. So we're going to work 2 at a time. And once they're golden, they're done. We're going to remove them to this sheet tray that's lined with the cooling rack. So you just want to flip them halfway through and always regulate your heat. So really babysit the heat. You want to have a candy thermometer for sure. It should be 360, 370, 375, just cradle in between there. All right, so you just want to remove them to your prepared cooling rack. And then you just want to hit it with a little bit of salt as soon as it comes out. So our peach pies are all done. So now I like to take some confectionery sugar and just hit them right over top. So you definitely want to let them cool. Serve them warm, but right now they are piping hot, but I'm going to go in for a little taste just for you. Hot. Oh my God. You have any idea how good these are? Holy moly. You have to make them. For this recipe, head over to the newspaper's website. I'm Shereen with Cook Biz. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.